guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited because I have a special guest here, Patrick. I wanted to share his story on this channel for you Black Americans or you Western people who want to come back to the motherland. Patrick has came back to the motherland, and I think that he has such a special story to share with all of you. So Patrick, why don't you introduce yourself and let's get right into it.
All right, everyone out there, my name is Patrick. Yes, I'm a holistic nutritionist, herbalist, and a Reiki master. We have a business called Ancient Herbal Health that has a wide array of products, about 30 products available online. So if you want to check that out after, ancientherbal.health.com. So we can get into it. My story starts a little in my younger age. A few years back, I was paralyzed, so that's how I got into herbal medicine.
Were you diagnosed paralyzed in America?
No, I was in Toronto,
okay,
Canada at that time.
Okay.
So that's where I'm from. So where I'm from, actually, I was born in Jamaica, but when I was young, my mother took me to Canada there. So that's where the injury happened. And 7 orthopedic surgeons at that time told me I would never be able to use these hands again. And I was, in some shock, as at that time, even my mother had to feed me. And so many weeks I spent sitting up in a chair, unable to lay in my bed, unable to lift my hands to my mouth, unable to even get a shower properly. So I stayed there, and many times I couldn't even turn my neck to the right or to the left. So I started to read a lot. Then a few weeks and months passed. I started to look into getting into school, holistic nutrition. And as I read, I got more into the Eastern knowledge of Don Hock, which I was introduced to. It's a form of yoga and Tai Chi. So that begun my journey into energy healing, and then I started to go into Qigong, Tai Chi, and then eventually I got more into Reiki, and then again I got more into Tai Chi. So over the years, after being paralyzed, my body started to change. I started to eat differently, things I used to eat. I stopped eating after I went to school. I started to understand chemistry between acid and alkaline, and the difference in food properties. And school really helped me, but it was then afterwards when I really got into some teachings of understanding. Even a mentor of mine and other people I studied, like Layla Africa, Dr. Sadie's teaching, I got into understand acid and alkaline and how the difference is. And from that, the herbs and the products and everything we've used has just been alkaline herbs. And I've seen the difference from people who've had headaches to low iron, low energy, premenstrual symptoms, all kind of issues go away in minutes of taking these alkaline herbs. So within that aspect of everything we do or I've done in these times, it's just a reflection of what my life is, and I give back because I was counted out. So when people come to me, I've had people who had cancer issues, and in a few weeks they'll go back to the doctor and cancer is gone.
Wow.
So we look at different modalities to heal the body as well, not just food, but we go through and teach people how to fast, right? And we also teach people how one of the most important things is breathing, right? And that helps through energy work, energy medicine. Things that we incorporate in our practices like pranic healing and quantum touch, which goes in hand with Reiki healing, because they're all energy healing. And we use these methods to heal the body, where the herbs and certain things maybe taken a little while to get in, a headache or back pain, we can rectify in 5 minutes. If someone comes to me, the pain is gone, swelling and right? We can reduce these things. So we're here trying to teach a lot of people how to basically know themselves, right? So with disease and everything, well, we have to understand the conscious and the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind controls everything we do. The breathing, the brain flow, the heartbeat, you know, so it carries a lot of emotions, it stores our thoughts, our history. So it's basically the hard drive. So certain emotions are sometimes inserted into the hard drive and then a disease comes out later. Like someone will tell you you're young, you can't do this, you know, and then a girl or maybe a child might get insecure out of that thought that someone told them you can't do this, you're not good enough to dance. And then it goes into an eating problem where they're now eating because someone says your body's not good enough or this is. So everything stems from things that have been put in the unconscious, which is that hard drive. So we try to clear that out, and mostly we realize that there's two ways to heal the body: is cleansing and rebuilding and rejuvenating. So from we cleanse, even in the arts of Reiki and pranic healing, we do a lot of cleansing before we even energize. So it's always cleansing the aura first. So by cleansing the colon and certain of the organs in the body, we start with these things, these elimination channels, and in about 6 weeks after constructing people on certain diets and constructing a good format for them to follow, we've seen many illnesses, diabetes, different things start to reverse and people get well.
And when people come to you, each case is different. So you have to see what that person needs. So you really take out the time to get to know the person, to get the detail of the medical history, to try to figure out, you know, what biological component you can put into the medicine and things like that, so that way they can be healed.
Yes, in some ways, because everyone is different and have different issues, right? Because no computer is the same memory. Some things people go and score on different things, different things get added up. So everyone comes with their own issues. So we address that, and we have a team of people that are helping as well to take the load off. And when there's difficult issues, they might come to me with it. But on the universal level, the herbs, them, no matter who you are, it's like you take your car to get it serviced. Right. It's sluggish. When you get an oil change, it starts to run more smoothly. So the first thing we focus on in anything with the disease state is understanding that the body has elimination channels: the colon, the kidney, the liver, the lymphatic, the blood, the lungs, and the skin. These are like 7 organs that have to be taken, toxins have to be removed from it. So once we focus on this, mostly the diseases of the bodies start to vanish away. Right. And then when we instruct them on an alkaline list of foods, then we even see more results. Because it's what we constantly keep eating and putting into our body that's destroying the body.
Absolutely.
So we have around the world, a lot of Africans were attacked by certain illnesses like sickle cell and fibroids and diabetes, and not just Africans on the whole, but certain illnesses attached to a certain amount of people. And our constituents, our body chemistry is different from a lot of other people, and that's why Africans need more iron. So this is a problem where we have sickle cell anemia, hair loss in our community, because the body's not getting enough iron. So we need to address the things that we're eating that's robbing the body of iron. So these things rob the body of iron, then our iron sources become depleted. And this is the issues now that we face. When there's a lack of iron, as said, there can lead to over 40 different diseases or even more because of a lack of iron. If you have a headache, iron is good. A cold, iron is. So we've seen these women who's had menstrual issues and cramps, and they're laying down and can't move, and we give them a bottle or a cup of that's made with clients from iron, and immediately they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So this is a problem that we face. It's a malnutrition issue that no one has taught us how to eat, what to eat, how to cook, how to exercise. So this is where we, on a whole holistic mindset, we've come to inject this theory into the world, and that it's needed now, even in the form of martial arts principles. As I've learned Tai Chi and Qigong through the years, it's incorporated in many things I've done, even as Reiki. So now I understand a system where not only could show little people things about how self-defense works, but more self-defense on an energetic level to keep certain illnesses from their bodies and what to do. Because we're all surrounded by circles. The camera's a circle, the eyes, everything is circles. And when we look at it, a needle that an acupuncturist uses, he goes to the left to take it out, to remove the stagnant energy. And when he wants to energize, he goes to the right. So when we want to screw in a light bulb out, we usually go to the left. And tighten goes to the right. So we have to know to the right is usually we're putting in. So it's a natural law. We look at the moon, we look at just things around us. The universe is built on circles. Everything is a circle. So in understanding this, we understand that even the body repairs itself. The whole skin, the tissues, everything comes in a cycle. Every month, every 4 or 5 days, organs are looking to replenish itself, rejuvenate itself. That's why the body's healing system is so unique. You cut your hands, in a few days a scab can come over. So, but if you give the body its time and its place, then you see the body, the healing factor comes in. So this is what we do. Just like a doctor would, if a foot is broken, he puts it in a cast and says, all right, 6 to 8 weeks. You don't go and play no ball, wait for a bit. This is what instructions we give to people who come to us. It's like, don't go and eat these things. Stay here in this zone, alkaline your body, change your chemistry, and you'll see if your eyes are going blind, if you're diabetic, whatever issues I've seen people come to me with. Once they follow this path and go back to nature, their body starts to heal. There's a saying, God didn't make it, don't you dare take it. And that's the path of the journey that we should be on when we're looking to go back into health. We should look to focus on, okay, I'm in this garden of the earth. I'm not feeling well. Okay, grab from the mango, grab from the coconut, grab from everything that you see that's alive. The cucumbers, the bananas. Eat these things. They have life because you want to sustain life. When we start to go now into killing the animals, even to processing our foods, into even making something through fire, we're not going direct to the direct source. We're actually going through another where the chemistry is changed through those processes. So I always encourage people to get on a more natural path, especially when you're looking at healing yourself from a dis-ease. In order to come back from that dis-ease, there's a natural path that the body now must align itself to and adjust itself to. Because like I said, the unconscious things that we don't know of breathing, you have no control of these things. So then how much control do you think you have of what your body is doing to repair itself? But if you are out of link, out of sync, not getting enough sleep, not getting enough rest, eating the wrong things, your body will never be in that alignment to fully heal. So it's very important. I always instruct people, we're also going to be having online classes in the next month or so in the new year, in January 2021. So this is a transformation of the world should take understanding of this, what's happening. It's not just about food, it's bigger than just that. It's understanding where illnesses come from, understanding how to treat our own selves, because everyone is being given the power now to help themselves heal. This is why I set up this class, to give people this knowledge so that they can know what to do if they have a problem. If you fall down and your knees, you scrape your knee and you're swollen, what do? Usually first reaction, you grab it, someone punches you, right? Why do we do that? It's because there's power in our hands to heal. So like Christ would walk in hands-on healing. If you want to go into the Bible, the disciples and many even Indian mystics and sages and people of old, this is not new practices. Even Reiki itself, many teachers, many Qigong masters have used this, but we're not knowledgeable of these things, as the world is ignorant of these things. So it's a job to pass on. As elders who've come before me didn't get the opportunity to maybe write a book or begin a classroom setting, I've gotten this opportunity, and it's something that I like because I was bedridden and told I wouldn't make it here. So,
take me back to the day that they told you that you were paralyzed. Did they give you any other resources, or they kind of was just like, this is it, like there's no other way?
They offered a cortisone shot to my arms and things, but basically they said couldn't do anything for you. Something you're gonna have to live with. I got pills, and I started to take them, and then because I started to exercise more and got into Qigong and Tai Chi, it started to help. So I started to ease off from the medication slowly. And then eventually I stopped seeing my doctor because I didn't really need it. And years later he asked, hey, what happened to you, Patrick? I was like, I'm good now, doctor. He was like, what did you do? And I told him I was learning Tai Chi and martial arts, and he was saying, oh, okay. And then he told me how he injured his shoulder once too. A few months back, and he got into Bakuazan. It was funny because he took his shoes off and got on the table in his own office and started to show me. Because and he's from China, so this is supposed to be in his culture. But he seen me coming from his Western practice, didn't take the Western medicine that he's used to and taught to give to people. But going back into an Eastern tradition, learning something and saying, what happened to you? How did you heal? And then later, he started to do it himself. And then, so
that tells you a lot.
And this is where I get to realize, I don't take anything away from, everything is needed. It adds on to what it is, right? Like if someone comes to me and say they split open their forehead or had a car accident, that's not mine. You can go to the hospital because that's where the place is for you to get cut open and stitched open. And so. But when it's long-term illnesses that are problematic and issues that you're facing, this is where the herbs and these properties and the ways of how to heal the body and these methods come into place. And especially like fasting, it rejuvenates the body. So it drains the body of toxins in the body, right? So for even erectile dysfunction in men and anything going on in the body, fasting drains the mucus from the body. So then the body starts to become more vigorous and gets more strength. So we incorporate all these methods and teach people how to water fast, intermediate fasting, because it's not always, I can do it. It takes a little while before people can say.
And I think that's the problem, that everybody wants to just take a pill and everything is healed. Like everybody is just, it's so simple. It's so simple that they just want to just take the medication really fast, and if they don't feel better in 2 days, they don't have the patience, and then they wait until the illness is so bad that it's hard to come back for.
Right.
So what made you come back to the motherland?
It's in the heart. It's part of what we have to do. Right? It's they say Africa awaits its creator, so it's good to not only combat mentally, but physically.
Yeah.
And we need to create better ways for the people on a whole, not just on the planet, as being Africans, the first place where they say civilization began. It shows you this is the place where leadership should be. So, these things are right now important, that we have to become better leaders, and in leading our body is the first thing, our temple. You can't do nothing. You can be as rich as you can. If you have no health,
it's true.
You can't.
I always say I'm always grateful for my health. That's number one.
That's
do you feel like the herbs are easier to get here? Like, is there more different types of herbs here that you would find instead of in Canada and things like that? Because a lot of people here practice African traditional medicine. A lot of people here believe in the herb way. Like, it takes, from my experience, just having African friends or just being around, African people, whenever I have a headache and I take an Advil or something, they're like, no, what are you doing? So a lot of the Africans that I have been around, they won't just take a pill. They won't just take a Western medicine. A lot of them go to the elderlies and they get traditional medicines and things like that. So I would feel like this is kind of like your niche. This is like the place you're supposed to be, especially when it comes to, herbs and stuff.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to explore. It's not what they've said it is.
Oh no, absolutely not.
That said, there are so many herbs that are here too that are beneficial for man and his health, that this place is wealthy.
Yeah.
It has, it's just the knowledge now and how to extract what's in the place, in this country, in this whole place that we call the motherland.
Right.
Because everything is there. And once we realize we can be self-sufficient, and that all these herbs that we look for abroad, remember our climate's here.
Yeah.
Everything can be grown here.
Yeah.
So within the world, we have plants in different places. South America, some are like burdock we find in Canada, which is good for iron. So everywhere you go, you'd find the creator is actually putting certain plants in a specific area for the people at that time. Because wherever you go, there's a medicine on the earth. There's an herb that will heal the body.
Absolutely.
It's like I said, we're born in this atmosphere, and we think that, as we were speaking about unconscious, it controls everything we're doing. It controls your very waking up, your movement. All these things that are inner workings are going on that we're not aware of. So then the inner workings that we're not aware of is like, how do we think that a creator who has aligned every star perfectly in the sky that we can see at night, and made the sun go and come every day, and is not prepared to give us our lunch and our dinner on the way? It's like that you send your child to school. Of course you're going to give him everything that he needs, and if his first day, as I said before in a little parable, it's a child, you have your son, you send him to school, you're going to walk him to school. It's his first day, right? So you're going to pack his lunch. So everything has been given to us by creation, by the creator. We just have to look and find it. And that's the beautiful thing about Africa. There's so many things that are there and waiting for us to discover.
Absolutely. I think what's so special about your story, which is why I wanted to bring you on the channel, is that you had all this pain happen to you and all these things happen to you, and you turned it around for yourself. But not only did you just do it for yourself, but you're now doing it to heal other people. And I just think that's beautiful. And keep going, guys. I'm going to put all of his information in the description below, so you can contact him if you are struggling with something, like he said, like diabetes or cancer or whatever. You can contact him and see if these herbs and his healing can actually help you, because this is witness. You're moving your hands, he can move, and he was told that he was paralyzed. At what age were you told you were paralyzed?
21.
21, he was told he was paralyzed. Can you imagine being 21 years old? Your life hasn't even started yet, and you're told that you're paralyzed. And also, I think this something not similar, but when I gave birth to my child, I heard a lot of things as well. But this just show you education is key. And when the doctors, you have to understand that doctors are also humans and they make mistakes as well. Not saying that he made a mistake, but don't let that be the end of your research. When he tells you something or she tells you something, just take your mind and do some research and see if there's anything, because you could have just been like, well, the doctor said I'm paralyzed and I'm just going to live the rest of my life this way. But you started doing research, you started reading books, you started being like, no, I'm not going to accept that answer. Do you know what I'm saying? Because listen, God has the final say, okay? And you need to be able to do those things for yourself and just try, you know what I'm saying? Like, just try, because it's a beautiful thing when, you have success stories like this. And that wouldn't have happened if you didn't have your mindset, if you weren't like, no, I'm not going to accept that answer. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do what I got to do, I'm going to figure it out, because I know that God has the last say. So I think that's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming here and telling your story to the people. I appreciate it so much. Again, I'm going to leave everything in the description below. And please reach out to him. And even if you don't have these problems, tell a friend or something like that, and just support. You know what I'm saying? Just support him, follow his journey, and let's support him. Yes, for sure.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem.
It's a beautiful meeting.
Yes. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.